Hello everyone and welcome to another video. My track guide for the Ferrari 296 challenge car at the Red Bull track in the fixed setup, so let's get into it. You want to be on the left side of the track for the beginning. You also want to track out and use the available curb here on the outside. As braking marker I use the 150 board. Once I get to that I go to about 80% brake pressure, slowly easing that off all the way to the first curb on the inside. We don't want to hit the curb too much as that will unsettle the car. Once at the inside curb we want to start to apply the throttle again, and we want to ease in the throttle here, because the car gets really understeery once we go on the throttle. Use all of the available room on the outside. We'll try and avoid the yellow anti-cut. It is really easy to spin the rears and overheat them on this track, so we want to be smooth with the throttle everywhere we try to get on it. Turn 3 is a place people will try and overtake you, but when qualifying you want to be all the way on the left side of the track. Again, utilizing all of the available room here on the outside. Again, the braking marker will be the 150 board here on the left. And once again we will go to about 80% brake pressure, trailing that off all the way to the inside curb. Here the curb raises quite a lot, so you don't want to hit that too hard. Once at the inside curb, we want to start to apply the throttle again. And of course we will ease it in once again, otherwise we will spin the rears up. The car will naturally walk out to the left side of the track, and now we are wide open throttle all the way down to turn 4. This is also a place people might try and overtake you if you get a bad exit. But when qualifying, we want to be on the left side of the track. Make sure you utilize all of the available outside curb here. And once again we want to brake at the 150 board. Here I aim for about 85% brake pressure. I aim to cut the inside curb and I stay in third gear. If you feel you don't get enough rotation, you can use second as well. Once at the curb, I start to apply the throttle again, and here we want to ease it in once again. Here the track is falling away from us and it is really easy to understeer out into the gravel trap. Then get over to the right side of the track to get ready for turn 6. For turn 6 it's really easy to lose the rear, so make sure you brake enough. I brake just after the 100 board here on the right. Then I aim for about 80% brake pressure, quickly trailing that off, going for a little bit of a later apex. And I'm also going quite late on the throttle here and staying in 4th all the way through. Here we can be a bit more aggressive with the throttle because we want the car to walk out to the right side of the track for turn 7. And we want to utilize all of the available room on the outside. For turn 7 I start to brake once I get over this white part of the curb. Here I aim for about 50% brake pressure, easing that off all the way to the inside curb. Once we can start to see the exit, we want to apply the throttle again, easing it in just a tiny little bit. If you're too aggressive you will spin around here. And we can do that because we have quite a lot of room here without getting 1x. So of course we want to utilize that to take the shortest route possible. Then we want to stay on the left side of the track for turn 9, and again we can utilize all of the available outside curb here. I brake once I get to the 100 board, aiming for about 90% brake pressure, easing that off all the way to the inside curb. Once I'm past the inside curb I start to apply the throttle again, easing in the throttle, letting the car walk out to the left side of the track. And we can go all the way out to the red part of the AstroTurf. This one I don't have a good clear braking marker for you, but this is where about I brake. When I start to brake I aim for about 70% brake pressure, and we want to cut a bit of the inside curb, because that helps quite a bit with rotation. Once at the inside curb I start to apply the throttle again. Here it's okay to be a bit aggressive, just make sure you keep one set of wheels within the curb. If you go out it with all 4 wheels you will get a 1x. And then it's a drag race to the start finish line. That's my lap around the Red Bull ring in the Ferrari 296, of a time of 1 minute 28.26. I will have more track guides for the 296 challenge linked down below. Hopefully you found this one useful. If you did, leave a like down below, consider subscribing as well, and now for the uninterrupted hot laps.